Newcastle confirm Alexander Isak decision amid Liverpool transfer Saga latest, Liverpool transfer news, as Newcastle United make a major call regarding striker Alexander Isak. Liverpool have not given up on signing Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. He's their top target, their priority since way before the transfer window even opened. In fact, Liverpool harbored hopes of signing Isak back when he scored against them in the Carabao Cup final in February. This isn't a fleeting, opportunistic transfer, but the Reds' grandest plan. However, it's an incredibly difficult one to make happen. Newcastle do not want to lose Isak, and at any transfer would take a record-breaking fee at the very least. Even that may not be enough. The Magpies don't want to sell. Isak can do all he can in order to force a sale, of course. But ultimately, this is Newcastle's decision. It's thought that Newcastle would be far more open to a sale if they signed an appropriate replacement. That's proving to be a problem. However, as players are picking other clubs, Benjamin Sesko is the latest, as he picked Manchester United this week. Newcastle then may not find the player they need to let Isak leave. Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Bit of a bombshell update from Ben Jacobs on Thursday evening shakes things up though. He claims that the real debate at Newcastle is between renewing Isak's contract or selling him. Jacobs understands that the Magpies essentially need to reach a point where they give up on renewing his contract. Once they've accepted an extension, won't happen, they'll sell. This is because Newcastle have other strikers in mind. After missing out on Sesko, reports are now backing that up. There are now claims of an £80 interest in Chelsea's Nicholas Jackson. Reports in Italy suggest Newcastle are working on a potential move for Juventus's Dusan Vlahovic, too. A bit of a twist here then. After it, the Sesko story felt like a blow to Liverpool's chances. Newcastle do indeed have alternatives lined up, and finding themselves a new striker shouldn't be a massive problem. Jacobs appears to be correct with his assessment, and in that case, the Reds will feel confident of signing Isak. A new contract isn't happening. Newcastle have their targets. The Swede really doesn't have much blocking his move to a NFIELD. Newcastle United have confirmed Alexander Isak is not playing in their latest preseason friendly on Friday night. The striker is yet to feature this summer amid an ongoing transfer saga of which Liverpool are at the center. The Reds were rejected 1 week ago when they presented a £110 million offer to their rivals, and as things stand, they have not lined up a renewed effort. This only came after the 25-year-old had expressed desire to leave Newcastle and had not traveled with Eddie Howe's squad for a tour of Asia, which was put down to a thigh injury. After the Magpies returned to England, it has been confirmed Isak has been made to train separately to his teammates, and now he has not been named in the squad that faces Spanish side Espanyol in front of supporters at St. James' Park. Howe has named a mixed starting she that includes captain Bruno Guimaraes, England defender Dan Burn, and debutant goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. Among some youngsters. Up front is 22-year-old William Osula, another Swedish striker. But there is no place for Isak, even on the bench. Liverpool's rivals still have another friendly tomorrow against Atletico Madrid, again at St. James' Park. It had been clarified that Howe would not be holding a press conference before either that or tonight's match, but will be taking questions after each. So there are answers inevitably to come about Isak. Prior to Isak being made to train alone, his manager had warned, "You have to earn the right to train with us. We are Newcastle United." The player has a responsibility here to be part of a team and part of a squad. You have to act in the right way. So that is also at play here. We will make sure that any player does that to earn the right to train with a group. No player can expect to act poorly and train with a group as normal. At the moment, Newcastle are in no position to sell, even if they wanted to. The ECHO's sister site Chronicle Live explained earlier, because St. James' Park Chiefs have still not secured all of the attacking signings they desire this summer. To factor into the situation is their wish not to see Isak line up for the Reds when the two teams meet in the Premier League on Monday, August 25th. Arne Slot refused to elaborate on Isak's situation when asked at his pre-Community Shield press conference, simply replying, "As you know, from me, and I think every manager works like this, you never talk about players that are not yours." Alexander Isak to Liverpool transfer twist. As Newcastle United make feelings known, Newcastle United are not going to make it easy for Liverpool to sign Alexander Isak. Liverpool's pursuit of Newcastle United superstar Alexander Isak is already shaping up to be the transfer saga of the summer, and it would appear there's a long way to run in it yet. The Reds had long been linked with Isak and firmed up their interest in the Sweden international, who scored against them in Newcastle's Carabao Cup final victory at Wembley in March last week. But the Premier League champions saw their £110 million bid rejected, and as things stand, they have no plans to make a second offer. But that doesn't mean Liverpool have ended their interest. Instead, they are keeping a watchful eye on developments at Newcastle, whose attempts to bolster their forward line, let alone replace their 27-goal top scorer from last season, have so far hit a brick wall. The Magpies have missed out on targets, such as Liam Delap, João Pedro, and Benjamin Sesko. And while they are eyeing the likes of Yoane Wissa and Nicholas Jackson, they face competition. It means that, at present, they are not in a position to sell Isak even if they wanted to. But it has emerged that there is another reason why. Newcastle are in no rush to do business with the Reds, who play Crystal Palace in the Community Shield at Wembley on Sunday before opening their Premier League campaign at home to Bournemouth on Friday, August 15th. Following that match is a trip to St. James Park, which, with Isak struggling for full fitness, could even be his first appearance of the season, after a summer in which he sustained a thigh injury and spent part of it training on his own at former club Real Sociedad. And the ECHO's sister site, The Chronicle, have reported that the Magpies have no intention of seeing Isak play in the blockbuster Monday Night Football showdown on August 25th for Liverpool. Isak faces a race against time to fit for the opening day Premier League encounter against Aston Villa on August 16th, while Newcastle are also assessing other targets in a bid to have new faces through the door for the game at Villa Park. However, one thing United are not in a hurry to see is the sight of Isak in a Liverpool shirt going up against them in the opening home fixture of the season on August 25th. That's another thing Newcastle have control over as they aim to start the season in positive manner, and insiders feel that they are hardly going to assist the Reds into getting 3 points. That means Liverpool may have to wait to the final week of the transfer window, which closes on September 1st, to land Isak, who has informed the Magpies of his desire afresh challenge elsewhere. His preferred destination is understood to be Anfield. Newcastle are in a strong position, though, given Isak has 3 years remaining on his current contract. Reds head coach Arne Slot was asked about the forward at his press conference today, August 8th, after Darwin Núñez agreed to an initial £46.3 meters move to Al Hilal. Slot said, "As you know from me, and I think every manager works like this, you never talk about players that are not yours. I can talk about Hugo Ekitike, who we have signed and done really well until now. We are very happy with the squad and have every reason to be happy because we won the league last season. Okay, players left, but we brought players in as well, and youngsters are doing good. At this moment of time, Darwin might leave, indeed, but things are not signed, so we need to wait a few days until that is completely done. But there is indeed a chance he is going to leave." With the Núñez now set to move on, Liverpool will explore the market in pursuit of an additional attacking player, but only if key criteria is met. It's understood this would include, but not be restricted to, the desired player being of sufficient quality to start in the first team, represent fair market value, and be realistically attainable. However, the Reds are believed to be willing to keep their powder dry if the right man is not forthcoming. Having previously resisted signing players, for the sake of it, in keeping with their long-standing approach to player recruitment,